YouTube, man, how you guys doing today? It is me again, your favorite Texas trucker, and I am at the Navarro County rest area over here by Corsicana in Texas off I-45. I'm on my way to Houston. Just picked up a load in Dallas, and I'll deliver this load to the Walgreens DC in Houston, and then I'm going to pick up a load in Houston going to Albuquerque, and those two loads pay about $2,100. This load coming out of Dallas to Houston really isn't all that great, you know, but it is what it is. You know, rates are down right now. Overall, I still make pretty good money, so, you know, we'll work with it. Rates will come back up, and when they come back up, then that's where I'll make my money at. You know, this whole business here is cyclical, which brings something to mind. I have something, I kind of want to go back a little bit. You know, I have something that I want to touch on that I'm not sure that I touched on in previous videos. Let me pull this down. Anyway, I just finished that marathon run. I picked up in our marathon runs. I picked up in Houston, delivered that load to Utah, picked up in Utah, delivered that load to Fort Worth, picked up load in Dallas, went back to Utah. No. Picked up a load in Mineral Wells, went back to Utah, picked up a load in Utah, came back to Fort Worth, and did all that in about a week and a half. It's a lot of goddamn driving. And I got to run California for the first time. I mean, not California. I ain't ever going to California. Anyway, I got to run Colorado for the first time. It's kind of funny because I've been all around Colorado. I've been in New Mexico, I've been in Nevada, I've been in Oklahoma, I've been up Kansas, I've been Wyoming, Utah, never been to Colorado. I've been all the way around that son of a bitch. I ain't never been in it. And so I got to run Colorado. It cost me $306 because I had to buy snow chains running I-70 west of Denver, but it was beautiful out there. Oh man, fantastic. I took a bunch of pictures. I posted them up on my Facebook, so if you've been following me, you've been able to see some of the countryside there. Anyway, that check I'm going to get this coming week, and it's probably the best check I've had yet. It's going to allow me to get caught up on a few things. I'm probably going to be able to pay a bill completely off and do a little bit of maintenance to the truck. Speaking of maintenance to the truck, I had oil fill tube. My oil fill tube is three pieces. It's the tube that connects to the block, and then there's a high pressure rubber hose, 1.5 inch or so hose that connects the top part of the oil fill spout. And man, I'd been noticing that thing has been pouring oil all over the damn place, and I tried tightening it up, and it didn't do any good. And I mean, it's just I was losing oil from that oil fill tube like crazy, you know. And so when I got home, I pulled it apart and went through a bunch of shit to get one the right size and put it on. But I finally got it put on and cut that completely out. That whole leak has stopped, which is really good because it was costing me out the ass in oil. But I did get that leak fixed, and then I got a $25 gift card from my mom for my birthday, and my birthday was just 2 days ago. I got a $25 in cash from my mother-in-law, so the moms put together $50 for me, and I took that money down to the chrome shop and you know, added on to my chrome. I got these two vent doors on the back of the sleeper back here, one on each side. Apparently at one time, the other driver, whoever owned the truck before, had something over them, you know, probably chrome caps, and they were taken off. And anyway, those vent doors were completely devoid of paint, and so they had some surface rust on them. Kind of looked a little tacky, you know. So I took them off and replaced them, and it sure looks a lot better. Hold on, let's open the door here, and I'll step out and you can take a look at them. Let's see. Oh, let's see here. Anyway, yep, I'm talking about right there. So I got those chrome caps, and then I am the official zombie assault vehicle, right? Those of y'all that follow me know I'm kind of a zombie nerd, you know, bit of a zombie fanatic. I love it. I love the genre. I like the movies. Pretty much like anything to do with it, you know. But so anyway, I replaced, you know, I've been replacing things inside the truck that were old. Down here I replaced the air conditioning cover quite some time ago. I've replaced the pull knobs for the trailer and tractor brakes. Replaced all the switches. I still need to get that replacement gauge for there, but and notice that I am still parked and I still have this issue going on with my speedometer. I am parked, by the way. I did not step out and show you the VIC covers while I was driving 8 miles an hour. So that's another issue that's on my list. And I don't know if it's the speed sensor or if it is the speedometer. So I'm going to take the cheaper route and replace the sensor first. And if that doesn't deal with it, then I'm going to replace the speedometer. The problem is I plan to go to all digital gauges in here. And so I'm going to get those Teltec gauges. And I'm running all digital. Well, the digital speedometer, that sumbitch runs damn near $500. So, you know, it's going to be a minute before I do that. Also, I used to have a 12-volt extension coming from the back of the sleeper back here because those plugs are active 24 hours. And, well, so is this plug up here, but this one's in the way. And I ran a 12-volt extension up over and onto the dash, and I was running my CB, my GPS, my dash cam, and my XM radio all off of that one plug. And I'm not sure what exactly was causing it, but I think, I'm not positive, but I'm going to assume that whoever installed the radio, because this is an aftermarket radio, whoever installed the radio didn't use a solid ground, because when I have everything running, there would be a real high-pitched whine coming through my speakers, and it was driving me nuts. As a matter of fact, I'd pretty much quit listening to the radio just because I didn't want to listen to it. So occasionally it would come through my CB, and I got my CB adjusted so that wouldn't happen anymore. And then this weekend I decided that what I was going to do was completely settle the whole issue. So I pulled apart my battery box and I hardwired wires coming from my battery up onto my dash, and so what I did, let's get up here. What I did was I bought these. All right, these are not adapters. These are actual plugs, and I wired them in. These are all my fuses right in here, but I wired them in so now I can run everything straight off of my dash. All right, and made sure and got one that had a phone charger in it if I ever do have a passenger with a phone, you know, and then I've still got an extra one if I need it. So those power my dash cam, my CB, my GPS, and my XM radio. Okay, and that's a shitty ass radio that I got up there. I taped this up because it is so damn bright at night that it blinds me, and I've been doing a shitload of night driving, and so wanted to tape that up. Anyway, I told y'all when we started that there was something I wanted to talk about. I kind of want to back up in time a little bit. And y'all, a lot of y'all have been with me through this whole adventure here. You know, this whole growth. For me coming back into this truck driving again, driving for Millis, saving up all my money, using a lot of the referral bonuses that I got for people coming to Millis in order to get the income that I needed to put down on this truck, okay? And it's kind of, I want to go back and I want to talk about that for a minute, because a while back I posted some updates, and you know, and since then I've had a lot of people ask me a lot of questions, okay? There's a couple people that have inferred that I'm not making any money, and there's a couple of people that have inferred that I'm in a lot worse position than what I'm letting y'all know. And by no means am I in an awesome position right now, okay? But I'm also not broke. I'm ahead on my truck payments. My next payment's not due until December the 1st, and this is October the 4th. You know, so I'm considerably ahead there. I'm also planning to make another truck payment this week, so that'll put me even a little bit further ahead. But what I want to talk about is that, I mean, everybody knows that I've had a shitload of repairs on this truck. You know, I mean, it's just, there's been a bunch of them. All right, and like I've told y'all several times before, I knew in advance when I bought this truck that it was going to be maintenance heavy in the first year. And I knew that. And I've sat down and I've crunched the numbers, and after crunching the numbers and looking at the time period from when I bought the truck to the time period now and how much I had planned to spend on maintenance in the first year, I'm actually pretty much right on track. But what I want to say, and I guess what I want to bring to some of y'all's attention, because there's a lot of people that have contacted me after watching the videos that are really seriously thinking about becoming owner-operators, going out and buying their own truck and making a go at it. And there's, you know, some people that had some concerns about why I left Millis, and you know, and so I kind of want to discuss some of those things right now. First, let me say that I originally had a plan, and I did not stick to my plan. And my plan was to save up $25,000. And I was going to save up $25,000. I was going to go pay for a truck in cash and buy a truck. And then the rest of that money I was going to use to run off of. My goal was to buy a truck that was somewhere in the $15,000 to $17,000 range, and then use the remainder of that $25,000 to run off of or to work on the truck. Tentatively, my plan was to buy the truck and continue to work at Millis while the truck sat at the house, and I continued to generate income in order to pay for all the repair work on the truck before I went on the road. That way I would have about $8,000 or so in the bank, and I would be paying for the repairs on the truck and wouldn't have a truck payment at all. That was initially my plan. All right, the problem, and I did not stick to that. As a matter of fact, I left Millis right about the time I had, I guess total I was about $9,500 is about what I had in the bank. And I put $5,000 of that down on the truck. And then instead of staying with Millis, I left and signed the truck on to CCC. And I left Millis within 2 weeks after buying the truck. All right. A lot of people are asking me, why did I leave Millis when I left Millis? Okay. So first, let me say that Millis was a great company to start with. Okay. They were a really good company. They were really good to me. They never lied to me. Everything they said they were going to do, they did. You know, it was a good company to get a start with. All right. Problem is that I have a background in trucks. Okay, I drove trucks when I was in the Army, and I'm not saying anything against our military truck drivers today. compared to when I was in the 80s, early 80s, or mid 80s, but we didn't drive automatics, okay? Matter of fact, the trucks that we drove were Vietnam era, late Vietnam era trucks, 1970s, 70 model trucks, 1960s, 1970 model trucks, and so we went through a lot of the same things. Hold on one second here. I'm getting a notice that my battery power is low, so my phone has a tendency to shut off as soon as that notice comes on, so I want to go ahead and get this. Damn, man, I tell you, me and this video are not getting along today. So my phone shut off, and I got to try to piece this stuff together. If I can't piece it all together, I'm going to have to redo the whole damn thing. But anyway, my phone shut off, so I got it charged back up enough to do a video, and then I got about 5 minutes into the second part of this, and then my damn son calls, and so I ignored it the first time so I could go ahead and finish the video. So he calls again. So anyway, now this is take 3 on this video, and what I was saying is that my dad was a truck driver, my wife's dad was a truck driver. I drove trucks while I was in the Army. I went to a trucking school when I got out of the Army, but I was too young, too dumb, and I had too many things going on, and I just wasn't committed, so I didn't stick with it. But I had a background in trucking now. Somewhere in my 30s, I developed this idea I call, dealing with jobs, that I call the bullshit factor. It's one of the determining factors on whether or not I stick with a job or not. All right, and what the bullshit factor is how much stuff am I willing to put up with for the amount of money that I make, and the less money that I make, the less shit I'm willing to put up with. Well, with Millis, I made pretty decent money, and I had a really good dispatcher. Pat was awesome. And so I was willing to put up with quite a bit of bullshit, and I did put up with quite a bit of bullshit. But the thing about it is that Millis was changing a lot of things, and a lot of the things they were changing I didn't like. I didn't like it. I wasn't willing to put up with it. It's the point at which the amount of money that I was making at that time was not worth the bullshit that I had to go through to make it. And some people, they may have thought I was just being a hard ass, but the bottom line is that I've got things that I want out of the company that I drive for. I've got things that I have set as my standards, and Millis was changing things in a way that I wasn't willing to deal with, okay? And so it was time for me to go. And, things worked together, and I found somebody that would finance me on the truck, and I got financed on the truck. I put, about half of what I had saved up down, and I started. So the whole point of this was to say that I started on my business plan and my business model before I was actually ready to do it, okay? I really wasn't, I had pushed the time frame ahead at least 2 years. And I did it because I wasn't willing to put up with the bullshit that I was putting up with at that time, okay? I felt that I was capable of running my own business. I felt that I was capable of coming out here and doing a good job. I'm mechanically inclined, so I felt that I was capable enough to learn as much as I needed to learn to work on the truck, and I'm good enough at networking that I felt like I was capable enough to find a team of people, or to put together a team of people that could support what I was trying to do, so that I can make the best or the most money possible, and I'm talking about maintenance providers, parts providers, so on and so on and so on. And so I stood out and I took a chance. Now, I had somebody recently talk to me about the possibility of failure. Okay, going out and putting everything down and putting all the cards on the table and stepping out in faith and then failing. Okay, and that roadblock kept them from stepping out and achieving anything. And I told them something. And essentially what I told them was, if you never try, you're never going to get anything. You can sit on your ass and complain about how bad things are all you want. And if you're not willing to get off your ass and do something to change it, then nothing's ever going to change. You're not ever going to get anything. You're going to be in the same situation you've been in your whole life. Back when I was younger and I was trying to make a change in my life, somebody told me something, and it really hit me pretty hard, and it stuck with me, and it's kind of become, in a sense, it's become my motto. And that is, if you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. And if you want something you ain't never had, you got to do something you ain't never done. And those words stuck with me and have stuck with me for 15, 20 years now. Okay? And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The only way that you're ever going to succeed is to step out and take a chance. And yeah, you're taking a chance. It's a gamble. Anytime you go into business for yourself, it's a gamble. And if you're not willing to take that gamble, then don't. Stay a company driver. Don't come out here. Don't come out here. Don't put it all on the line. Because at any minute, at any day, at any time that you're out here, you could lose everything. Everything that you've worked for, everything that you've fought for, everything that you've struggled for, you could lose it all in just a matter of minutes. I mean, you could lose everything out here. And if you're not willing to take that gamble, if you're not willing to put it out there, and if you're not willing to work your ass off to get where you need to be, then don't. Do yourself a favor and stay a company driver. And, you know, say, hell, that's where some people actually belong. Not everybody should own a truck. So there's some people that just aren't capable enough of running a business. They can't think for themselves. They can't work off the fly. They can't change plans, you know. And plans can change, you know. That's why I'm bringing this whole thing up, because I had a safe plan. My safe plan, I explained to you, you know, in the first part of this video before everything cut off on me. That was my safe plan. But my safe plan didn't work because things changed. They changed at the company that I was employed at. They changed at the company that I was driving at. And it had reached a point where I was no longer willing to put forth the effort that I was putting forth for the money that I was making there. It was a great company. I enjoyed working there. It was an awesome starter company. It's not a place that I was willing to stay at for the rest of my life. You know, I want more out of my trucking career than to be, you know, some faceless number getting dispatched by a fucking computer, you know. I just, you know, I want more out of my life than that. And so I needed to change, and I needed to move on, and I needed to go somewhere else, okay? And it's been a struggle, you know. I mean, it's been a fight from day one. I'm just now getting to the point, well, I say just now, I mean about a month and a half ago, I got to the point where I was able to start being proactive in my repair work rather than reactive in my repair work. Up until about a month and a half ago, everything was reactive. You know, I fixed stuff as it broke. I didn't have the money, I didn't have the resources, I didn't have the capability, and I didn't have the support network to be able to change it before it broke. Okay. Now I'm at the point where I've made enough money that I've gotten ahead on my payments. I've paid for all of my repairs. I'm no longer in debt with my company. You know, I've been able to pay all that off and get ahead. I'm in the groove of knowing where to go, where not to go, and I'm staying busy enough that I'm able to get paychecks that allow me to do repair work to the truck and still make all of my bills. Now, I've only got about $400 in savings and probably $300 in my checking account right now. You know, and that's after paying all my bills. this is Monday, I've got 4 more days, till I get another paycheck. And so I've got to be a little bit careful about my spending. I can't just go hog wild and buy shit just because I want to buy shit, chrome shops are a dangerous place for me. But I'm at a point now where I'm not afraid of the repairs. As a matter of fact, I told my mechanic this morning that I'm about to get serious about replacing this hood. I've got a hood that's beat up, cracked up, and it's time for that hood to go. And so I've got him looking for a new hood for me right now. And as soon as he finds that hood, I'm going to put the money out to get it, as long as it's not too damn expensive. I'm going to put the money out to get it, and I'm going to change this hood out. I'm getting to the point where I can start doing things to the truck that I want to do, rather than doing things to the truck that I have to do. And so anyway, the whole point of this whole thing was to let y'all know, one, why I left Millis, because I've had a lot of people asking about it. And it was partly because it was time for me to go. It was partly because I was itching to become an owner-operator, and the more I wanted to become an owner-operator, the less I was willing to put up with some of the things that I had to put up with working for a company. All right, and now I'm where I'm at, and I'm happy. I don't regret my choice one bit, but I will tell you without a doubt, and this is something I want y'all to take to heart before you decide to come out here and buy a truck, and that is that this is some hard-ass shit. It's rough. You're married to this truck. Hell, I just spent a day and a half home. Out of that day and a half home, over a day of it was spent working on this truck. When you're off, you don't have off time. You have truck maintenance time. You get off and you go home, and it's about cleaning the truck. It's about, you live in this thing day in and day out for 2 weeks, running balls to the wall. The only thing that you stop for is to use the bathroom, fuel up, and sleep. On your breaks you get food, and then you snatch a shower when you can snatch a shower, and then the rest of the time you're asleep. And so the truck gets to be a bit of a mess, and so when you get home, you have to deal with that. You clean that mess. You clean that shit up, and you get it ready to go back out again. And then once I get it cleaned up, well, then it's stocking the damn thing again, filling it back up with food and stuff for the road, because I eat out of my truck, most of the time. And then it's about doing the maintenance on the truck and fixing the things that I want to fix, or add and upgrade the things that I want to add and upgrade. And anyway, if you're planning on coming out and getting your own truck, I'm not telling you not to. What I'm telling you is to understand that it's not easy. It's a hard job out here. It's a hard world out here. And it's cyclical. You might go out and you might buy a truck and the rates are in the trash. You know what I'm saying? You're barely scraping by, and you're thinking that you're going to go bankrupt. And if you don't manage your money, if you don't manage your stuff right, then that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to go bankrupt. Or you might get out here and rates are great, and because they fluctuate so damn much. You get out here and the rates are great, and you're making money hand over fist, and you make more damn money than you know what to do with, and then you get sloppy with it, and you start buying a bunch of shit that you shouldn't buy, and you don't save your money, and then the bottom falls out of the rates, and then you're stuck, and you can't make a living because you've gotten so used to spending more money than what you should be spending, and it takes discipline. And so I'm saying that it's hard. You have to create a budget. You have to stick with that budget. And when you see money start building up in savings, don't look at it and say, oh wow, I got money building up in savings, I can go buy a bunch of shit, because then something's going to break on your truck, and you're not going to be able to fix it. It's not easy. It damn sure ain't. But I'll tell you what, it's the most rewarding job I've ever had, and I wouldn't give up on it on the world. So, that's where it's at. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off now and try to figure out how I can piece this shit together so I can get it uploaded. All right, y'all take care. Peace out. Like, share, subscribe, comment. We'll catch y'all later. Peace out.